background you can see the moringas that I fenced in here so that the dogs or cats would not trample on them. They were pretty small when we left. I think they're also, probably did not get enough water, so they're a bit dry and they have a lot less leaves now than when we were here. So I think I will have to trim them back quite heavily to bring them to be like a more bushy format and not a very tall, thin tree. You can actually trim them pretty aggressively to promote like bushing out to different directions and not only growing upwards. So they have grown, I think, at least half more height than what they were when we left. But then the downside here, particularly when you look, for example, this one here on this side, it has two very long branches like this and one upward, but barely any leaves. I think this one dried out quite a bit. You can see that there are kind of branches here for leaves, but well, this one is doing okay here, this branch here. So I will have to see, I will have to probably cut back them quite a bit. I can even see if they are big enough to make cuttings out of them. They're still pretty, let's see if I can get my hand through. Yes, just barely. It's still pretty thin. I'd say like maximum a few centimeters here, and I think in order for you to propagate moringa using branches or cuttings, I think they have to be like around an inch, 2.5 centimeters, something like that. So I think these are still too thin, but you know, I can always try. I will have to cut them out anyhow. I just barely got my hand out, but yeah, they're doing, otherwise they're doing really well. And because we don't have drip irrigation or anything here, they seem to be doing really well, but wonderful. Like, it's about 1.5 meters now, approximately. So, but yeah, I will have to cut them back. I will also, I think, cut them like on the, like sideways. So some of the branches here that go to the side, I will try to also cut them. So maybe that will promote growth sideways. So I will also, I think I will try to cut them in different ways, because this is my first time growing moringa trees. So then I will see which way of pruning works best. Some of them seem to be doing really well, but then these here on this side, I have no idea. They're like extremely yellow. I did water them quite a bit yesterday, but they seem to be really dry as well. But anyhow, I have to cut almost half of that away, because as you can see, it's only like almost like a long, just like a long stick with only a few of the leaves. So I will have to try to be wise and figure out how to best prune these for maximum leaf growth. First, I can show you here, I've moved the moringas. Wow, so I'm trying to film from the east. I've moved the moringas to kind of behind the house to the eastern side, even though they get a little less sun here. But here they are shielded from the wind. And in addition, I needed the puppy gate that was shielding them previously for something else, which I will show you just in a minute. We're still in the middle of fixing our yard after we got back from the trip, but I wanted to show you something new that we have set up here in one of the corners of the house, and let's see if you can guess what it is. So this is the southeastern corner of our house. As you can see, there's kind of like a small terrace or whatever you would call that here, and the wind usually comes from the west from here, so this is pretty well shielded from the wind. This corner here, it's actually, I think, originally built as a barbecue station, sort of. And yeah, now I have set up a table that will stay here, and I have surrounded it with this with the puppy fence. The table is going to have a waterproof tablecloth on it, and then there will be something that will be positioned here permanently outside. So, do you have any idea what this could be? It doesn't have anything to do with animals. It's more so to do with self-sufficiency, kind of being eco, that sort of thing. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. I know it's a bit tricky to find out, but I can also tell you about this location. So it's shielded from wind, and it does get quite a lot of sun from morning until late afternoon. So if you have any ideas, give me your guess.